So when you go to divide your rational expressions, let's say you had something like A over B divided by C over D. Let's say that was your original problem. We don't really ever divide fractions, right? The idea is we use this keep, change, flip mnemonic device where you keep the first fraction, you change the division to multiplication, and you flip the value of your second fraction, also called the divisor. So that's that keep, change, flip method that we're going to exercise today. So in essence, you keep your first fraction, so that'll be A over B. We changed the division to multiplication, and then you flip. C over D would become D over C. And something you want to keep in mind is that potentially 3 of these things could have been in the denominator at any point in time. So this will all be true as long as B, C, and D don't equal 0. Jaden, you had your hand up, buddy. What can I do for you?
So I'm thinking, are you multiplying by the reciprocal?
Yeah, multiply by the reciprocal of the divisor. So it's the second fraction. Now you're going to see today's problems written in one of 2 ways. Sometimes you see them written top to bottom. Other times you may see them written as like fraction divided by fraction. Regardless, the keep, change, flip algorithm is what we're going to go ahead and do. So step 1 is to actually take your division problem and set it up like it's multiplication. So I'm going to keep that first fraction up top there. I'm going to change that division right there to multiplication. And I'm going to flip the divisor. In other words, the second fraction. So I'm going to keep the x plus 3 and the x squared minus 4. I'm going to change the division to multiplication. And then I'm going to flip the divisor, or the second fraction I see in the problem. So 4x squared minus 16 moves to the top. X squared minus x minus 12 now moves to the bottom. And then this is a problem from yesterday. So I've taught you the new material I need to teach you for today. Now this is just like a problem you might have seen on your homework last night. If you forgot to do your homework last night, allow me to elaborate on this problem just a bit. So step 1 when we go to multiply is to factor everything you see. X plus 3 does not factor. So we would leave that the way it is. X squared minus 4, that's your friend and mine, the difference of 2 perfect squares. To factor that, you square root the first part and square root the last part. When you square root the x squared, that gives you x. When you square root the 4, that gives you 2. And then to get your outers and inners to go away, in other words, to get a 2-term variable expression, you need a plus and a minus in your parentheses. To look at 4x squared minus 16, if I'm going to think about factoring that, the first thing I notice is...
well, it's a difference of 2 perfect squares, but you have to take the 4 out.
Yeah, you got to GCF it. Yeah, nice job. So we would take out that 4, and then you would have x squared minus 4 left over, which we just factored like 2 seconds ago. X squared minus 4 is that difference of 2 squares again. So this would be 4. And then the square root of x squared, that's just x. The square root of 4 is just 2. And then you throw a plus and a minus in there. That's that. And then x squared minus x minus 12. I mean, you could AC group it, but life is precious, people. We have a little shortcut for that one. Things that multiply to give us x squared would just be x and x. So that's not too bad. And then things that multiply to give us negative 12 that add to 1. Any takers on that? Good, Jaden. Negative 4 and positive 3. Negative 4, positive 3. And then this is my favorite part. We get to cancel now. Remember from yesterday's lesson, you can cancel in not one but two directions. Top to bottom and diagonally. So I always read top to bottom first, and I don't see anything that's necessarily going away right away. So I'm going to go across the diagonal. I see this x plus 3 here would take out that x plus 3 there. And then this x plus 2 takes out, x plus 2 takes out x plus 2, x minus 2 takes out x minus 2. And then all I have left over on the top is a 4. All I have left over on the bottom is x minus 4. And that's our answer. So this is us multiplying to finish up the problem. It's 4 over x minus 4. All right, question. Do those 4s cancel? What do you think, Seamus?
No, because x minus 4 is its own factor. No.
Right, x minus 4 is its own factor, yeah. And furthermore, this negative 4 right here, this 4 is a term. Can't cancel terms. That's no-no. Alrighty, questions about that problem? So it's a lot like yesterday's lesson. I just added in one more step. Just as a heads up, you're having a quiz on the first part of chapter 4, simplifying, multiplying, and dividing rational expressions. You're going to have one of each problem. This is the last bit of new material that'll be on your quiz. So you have to simplify, you have to multiply, and you have to divide. Alrighty, let's try part B. What you got, Jaden? Yeah. So the first thing I do is I keep change flip. So x squared minus 1 gets to stay put. Then you have x minus 5. Division. We're going to change that to multiplication. And then you got your flippage there on the end. So we need to multiply by the reciprocal of the divisor. So I'm going to flip that second fraction. All right, now it's like a problem from yesterday, so I factor everything I see. This first fraction here is a difference of 2 perfect squares up top there. So the square root of x squared is x, the square root of 1 is 1. And then I got to throw a plus and a minus in there. X minus 5 does not factor. No, it does not. X squared minus 3x minus 10. You know, things that multiply to give me x squared would be x times x. Things that multiply to negative 10, bless you, that add to negative 3. Go ahead, Seamus.
5 or negative 5 and 2.
Yeah. And then x plus 1 also does not factor. Okay, this is my favorite part. Now I get to cancel the stuff that's the same. You can cancel in 2 directions, top to bottom. I don't see anything. Diagonally, though, I see some stuff. We got x minus 5s that are going to go away. Your x plus 1s that are going to go away. So if I write what I have left over, I have x minus 1 on the top. And x plus 2 on the top. And then I would have 1 on the bottom there. So that's that. Alrighty. Questions about those first two? Just a little bit of practice now, just getting it in the brains now. Alright. Part C. So we write our keep, change, flip. So I keep the first fraction. Change my division to multiplication. Flip that second fraction there on the bottom. And then a factor. No AC grouping so far. Lots of shortcuts though in today's lesson. So things that multiply to give me x squared would be x times x. Things that multiply to 2 that add to 3 would just be 2 and 1. X squared minus 4, we've already done that a couple times today. That's our x plus 2, x minus 2. Ooh, I already see stuff that's going to cancel. I love that. x squared minus 1. That's another one we've kind of already done a little bit today. It's x plus 1, x minus 1. And then x plus 2 doesn't factor on the bottom there. And then I'm going to try to cancel top to bottom first. And then across my diagonals a little bit. Oh, that's it. That's all I got, huh? That's not nearly as much canceling as I like. I like when stuff gets knocked out. What's up, Seamus?
For writing the numerator of the answer, would you write that, or could you write that as x plus 1 squared times
Yeah,
x
that's how the
minus
big kids would write it, right? If you take x plus 1 times x plus 1, you're right. That is x plus 1 squared. And then x minus 1, don't forget that guy. And then along the bottom, you got x minus 2, x plus 2. And that's that. Nothing cancels. Okay, your last little bit of guided practice is coming at you. And then you got an independent practice. So again, I always write it first, keep, change, flip. So I'm going to, again, no AC grouping. Interesting. How do I know that right away, by the way? There's no numbers in front of any of my x squared, so that's how I know the factoring is going to be pretty quick. Pretty painless. Keep, change, flippage. And then we factor. So if I factor, so things that multiply to negative 80 that add to 2, huh? We got 8 and 10, I guess. And then you got x plus 5 on the bottom there. And then x doesn't factor. That is a factor. And then x squared minus 13x plus 40. So that's minus 8 minus 5. Ooh, I see something that'll cancel. So these x minus 8s are goners. That's about it. So if we go to write our answer, you got x times x plus 10 over x plus 5x minus 5. Nothing cancels because we got a bunch of terms there. Can't cancel things that are touching a plus or a minus. It's up.
So I know the answers are, supposed to be in factor form, which is why they're like that, but why do we keep them in factor form? Is it just for clarity's sake?
Because we're going to graph this stuff eventually. And if we have to identify, for instance, the vertical asymptotes of a rational expression, you have to factor this and solve it anyway. So leaving it like this, I know that this graph cannot touch negative 5 or positive 5 or 0. So, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. It's just it saves you a little bit ahead of time. Okay. Questions about this? All right, you got one independent practice problem, I think, to try, if I'm not mistaken. It's got some P's in it. And then to wrap up this particular section, I find this helpful, especially as we're heading into a quiz. There's a couple of conclusion questions that are super helpful to talk about. Remember, if you can explain it clearly and simply to somebody else, you actually know what you're doing. So question number 1 says, in your own words, what are the steps for simplifying a rational expression? What do? It was 2 steps. If you're struggling, remember I typed them in a box for you so you can look there. Question 2 is, what are the steps to multiplying 2 rational expressions? That was 3 steps, and we wrote them down yesterday. And then step 3 today, the first step is basically that whole keep, change, flip we talked about, but and then you multiply. So that's really not too bad. But you put that in your own words and pretend you're teaching it to me. Pretend you're explaining to me the strategy for each of those particular questions. So if you want to go ahead and take a second and wrap up our lesson today with those 2 tasks, your independent practice and your conclusion question, that'll help us round out our bit of instruction for today. And then you can either clean up your homework from last night, or you can get a jump start on the assignment for tonight. Tomorrow's just a practice review day because your quiz is on Monday. So that's where this ship is headed. I think that's your answer to your independent practice right there. Notice your p's don't cancel. Nor do, like, I don't know, really anything else. But yeah, p minus 7 over 9 times the quantity of p minus 4. If you got that, you are understanding our goal for today. Hey, how do you simplify rational expressions? What, do you remember the first lesson? What are your 2 steps? Do you remember? Maya does. She's texting her friend. She's like, hey, friend, these are the steps to simplifying rational expression. Maya, do you know, though? By chance. It's okay if you don't. No? What you got, Seamus?
Factor numerators and denominators, then eliminate.
Yep, factor, then eliminate. That's it, 2 words. Write them down, write them down. So you factor, and then you cancel things that make 1, or Seamus said eliminate. Number 2. How do you multiply rational expressions? Go ahead, take it away.
Same thing, but then you multiply.
Yeah. And remember, we can cancel in 2 directions when we multiply, right? Yeah. So the only variation on number 2 between number 1 is that on number 1, you're only left to cancel from top to bottom. But on number 2, you factor, and then you can cancel in 2 directions, top to bottom and diagonally. So that'd be that. And then I think I talked about number 3, but I will reiterate, you're going to do your keep, change, flip first. And then you basically have your answer from number 2, right? So after you keep, change, flip, you factor everything you see. And then you can cancel in 2 directions, top to bottom and across the diagonal.